This question comes over from Nikki J. I'm having problems on 1st and goal situations with the Carolina playbook. Any help on this situation? Yes, we do have help here over on PlayStation 3. We're going to give you some plays from this Carolina book. I want to talk a little bit about some of the reasons that guys might be getting slowed down in the red zone. If you see a formation like the spread-wise slot, if guys are running, curl flats or plays of those sorts, draws, everything gets cramped down in the red zone. But the key is that a lot of people will get up in the red zone here real quick. When you get that man-to-man defense, if you're inside the 9-yard line, you're not going to get the fade to beat man-to-man defense inside. If you hot route triangle to the fade to get a little motion going inside, you're going to get the end zone fade. You're not going to get the downfield fade. So once you're inside the 9, that option's out of the way. So that's a key. As we go back out here, this play Panther curls. It's very similar to the spacing style concept SGibs showed a few weeks back. This is a good play to spread it out with.
I think they're empty formation. Check their empty. It might actually have spacing, but that Panther curls absolutely is a great play.
Yeah. The one thing that would concern me about those curl routes are they're a little bit wider. So the spacing concept is in the game. We broke that down last swim. But do you want to go empty? Do you want to go rushing? Tom Brady mentioned this week, today on the radio, that running the ball in the red zone is the easiest way to get it in. Throwing it in requires much more precise routes, 22 guys in that space. So if you're a little bit closer to the end zone, say on the 4 or 5 yard line, you get spacing out there, try and find the open receiver, throw it inside so he can lean back and we get the touchdown. But the reason I don't like, if you're using the Panthers playbook and you're using some of those running plays behind the line of scrimmage, down by the goal line, you do not want to run hesitation plays. You want to run straight power runs and runs to the outside. You want to get in as quick as possible. You don't want to go with a formation like split off set where you can run an option. It just takes too long in the backfield. Absolutely. Guys are going to be keying in on it. But what I would run from something like that is a play like fullback angle. You want to get your guys going as fast as possible towards the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So here we see the defenders are back. What I'm going to recommend is possibly, using that angle route. It's going to cut a little bit upfield, so I'm not going to wait until he cuts. I'm going to try and throw it to him on the outside. There are still ways to use the fade in this year's games that are successful. I'd like to put a drag across the middle of the field in case it's zone. I can throw it early with a window. I can throw it late once he clears the middle linebacker. I'm going to look to try and see if I can leak the ball outside to the halfback out of the backfield. I really like some of these throws.
Break a tackle. I mean, what's the key as being a receiver? Make one guy miss. That's what you're hoping for with that quick pass.
Here we're going to try and go with the fade on the outside. We get past the press. We throw a little bit more of a bullet pass, and our receiver actually does go up for it. Once again here, depending on where the guys line up on the line, we can hopefully sneak a quick pass in the middle of the field, click on, and try and make a play.
I want to show a play that I really like, and it's from the gun-heavy Panther, so switch up the offensive controllers.
So you would stick. So the gun-heavy Panther is built for the red zone. Cam Newton last year rushed for 14 touchdowns with it. Guys have been using it kind of all up and down the field, but you have a little something for it.
Absolutely. I like to play tight end stick. I also like it in combination with the QB power from this formation. So let's talk about what tight end stick is and why it works in the red zone. So first and foremost, you take a look at the flat zones. Those flat zones are going to pull down any type, or the flat routes by the offensive receivers. You see by Tolbert and Hartstock there. They're going to pull down any type of flat zone and take that completely out of the equation. What I also like is the option routes by the triangle receiver and the X receiver. What those option routes mean, the receiver is going to read the defense, and then they're going to either run a short curl, sit down on the curl, or they're going to run a short quick out. Now, if it's man-to-man, they should be running the quick out. If it's zone, they should be sitting directly down in the zone. So that's why I like this play a lot in the red zone, because you can call it and feel confident that you're going to get the right read based on the computer players reading the defense. So at the snap of the ball, here you go, you see what they go, and you see that he tried to sit down there. Were you in man or zone there?
I was in zone.
You were in zone. So actually, Barnage should have sat down in that.
He was open if he had sat.
He should have sat, but here it is now against the deep out. And he's not getting the separation because I should have a receiver there. I should sub a receiver in there. Same thing with Olsen on this side. Now he hits that out, and you can see pretty consistent that you're going to get that right read. So now it calls zone coverage. And what I'm hoping is, again, those receivers read the defense properly, and they make the right read. They see the zone coverage, and they just sit down there. And you got to sneak the ball in, get in there, and try and get the first down. I love this play inside the red zone, short yard situation. It's really going to work for you very well. And you can combo it with the quick audible down from this formation, the QB power, motion a halfback over, snap, go, and then just take off with big Cam Newton and try and get yards. As you see, we're able to get pretty positive yards there in the red zone.
So as we went there with the QB power, think about it. It's a power style run. You got a pulling guard protecting him. We motion Williams in there to cancel out any penetration that will come up through the middle of the defense. You got to get moving forward with this offense. But later we're going to show you a little extra tip that we found out from a special source, how to lock up and get some press coverage on some of these receivers in this formation. So we're going to want to check that out later in the show. Stay tuned.